Well, they are practicing high school football on Thanksgiving week. That's a good thing here in Jenks, America. The Jenks Trojans still marching on into the state semifinals, taking on Owasso this week. And we're still handing out Player of the Week trophies, or certificates at least. This week's Player of the Week, Jenks quarterback, senior quarterback Stephen Kittleman. Stephen,
thank you, Caden.
There you go. From Channel 2 and our fine sponsor, Wholesale Computer Supply. Nearly 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in the big win as that offense just continues to roll. Congratulations.
Thank you, Caden. I appreciate it a lot.
For tonight's matchup between the Jenks Trojans.
Do you feel like you guys are beginning to peak now at the time that's most important?
Yeah, just going back to Friday night against Norman North. They were a really good football team, super athletic, super physical, but we dominated in every front of the game. Our O-line, my O-line has done a great job just as the year going along to get better. Our wide receivers are just getting each other open. That's
Sure.
what we talk about. That's why our offense is so good. We play for each other. And I think our offense just each week we're taking it to a new level.
Yeah.
So it's been really good.
Down the stretch last year, the offense really kicked in the high gear, and so many of those guys are back this year. And I know, I'm sure you guys, even though COVID probably put a wrench in how you were able to prepare and everything, felt like that was a real advantage, just the experience, and maybe especially the senior class. You guys have played together so long now.
Yeah, like you said, we have a lot of guys returning. We're senior heavy this year. We have a lot of guys with experience in big games. I think this week is going to be a testament to that. Experience going to come in, be a big factor in that game. So it's helped us a lot.
You lead me right into that. I mean, that's the game of the year in high school football to this point. A rematch of last year's state championship game, which was hard fought, and really a defensive struggle, at least most of the way. How much have you guys been looking forward to this moment? I mean, when you come to Jenks, when you wear that on your chest, you're expecting to be in games like this and take on opponents like this. How much are you guys looking forward to this Friday night?
Yeah, ever since we've been little kids, we've looked up to these moments, and now we get our chance to kind of prove ourselves, I guess. Last year it didn't finish how we wanted,
right.
And I think that was kind of in the back of our heads for the past year. Yeah. And so I know our guys are fired up. We're excited to play.
All right, so you're a guy who grew up here, probably cheering for guys who wore the number 9 for Jenks. Do you have a favorite, by the way, going back maybe when you were little kids? You watched for Jenks, who was your guy?
Yes, growing up, Sawyer Cole Morgan was one of my favorites.
Yep.
His sister took care of me when I was a kid, and so we would hang out occasionally. And so I always looked up to him. And then Ian Corwin, I was his backup for 2 years, and I love that guy to death. He taught me so much, and so those two guys really are the ones I look up to and try to play like.
What does that mean to you now that they're little kids, wearing the Jenks uniform who look up to you now?
It means the world, because I used to be in their shoes and thought the high school guys were just superheroes, and now to be in that role, it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
And I love being able, after we score a touchdown, to go over to the fence and give them fist bumps, and they love it, and take pictures with them after the game. So yeah, it's such a blessing to be in a position like this.
I don't know if there's another school and position group that we cover here in Green Country that has this going on, where every year somebody's going to be wearing number 9, and you almost couldn't pick them out of a lineup or separate. They are, granted, there are differences, but very often it's a similar kind of kid. To play quarterback at Jenks, what does it take? When you say Jenks quarterback, what do you think? What characteristics, what traits do you think?
Yeah, I think there's such a great tradition,
Yeah.
like you said, with the number 9. And I think the best thing that we like to do and that we like to hand down to the other guys is character. Each and every day we want to come with the best attitude for our team. We want to be the calm in the storm, and kind of be the guy for our teammates that they can all look up to. And that's super important to us. And we always want to be the leader and just play the hardest we possibly can.
Yep. We've had Grant Lohr as our player of the week. Logan Nobles is, a guy who's going to play at the next level. There are, Jaden Patrick, obviously, incredibly talented kid. Mm-hmm. You are at the controls of this thing that's got so much talent and skill. How do you see your role, fitting in there?
Like I said earlier, I just want to be the calm in the storm. I'm just going to try to get the ball to them as much as possible and let them do their thing. They're great players, and they know how to win and they know how to compete. Logan Nobles is a great example. The O-line position is the most selfless people I've ever been around. And each and every day, each and every game. They play as hard as they possibly can for their teammates. They don't get to score, stuff like that. So if I can just be there to encourage them, give the ball to Grant, Lauren, Jane, Patrick, I think we'll have a good chance to win ball games.
You know, talking to kids week after week, we've gotten some sense of just how much work it's taken, how much discipline it's taken to get to this point and have a season. You know, you drove all the way out to Enid and had a game taken away from you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Crazy things have happened here in 2020. It's taken sacrifice on the part of coaches and players and everything to get to this point. When you get to a game like this, a moment like this, how much do you appreciate just the opportunity?
It's crazy to think that we're even playing football right now. Back in March, we didn't know when this thing was going to kind of settle down a little bit, and it still hasn't. But it's just I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's a blessing to be able to play football. It's a blessing to be able to play in the game like this.
Yeah.
We have so much respect for Owasso. We think they're a great football program, and Jinx has so much tradition. And so we're so excited that we're playing and that we're playing big games.
Now, you want to put a 2020 up there for
Yes,
state. You
yes,
grew
sir.
up watching, Jinx teams compete for state titles, win state titles. There's so much to pay attention to. You got to know what Gage Laney's up to and watch that sort of stuff on film. So I'm sure it's a heavy load for you this week. Is it fun? Can it be fun in a week like this, or is there just too much on your plate for that to be the proper word?
Honestly, I think it's more fun when there is more on your plate. When they get to throw different blitzes and different coverages at you, and you get to play chess instead of checkers. Our OC always says that, and I think that's the fun part of it. You get to try to outsmart someone else and just give it your best effort. And that itself, being with your boys on Friday nights, is so much fun. So there's a lot going on, but it's fun.
All right, man. Well, good luck playing that chess against
Thank
the
you.
defending state champion
Thank you,
Owasso
Caden.
Rams. Your player of the week, Jinx quarterback Stephen Kittleman.